Locations like Hawaii and Sicily make the hit show The White Lotus a visual feast, but it's a bounty of sound as well. We have the scoop on what might be the hottest theme song to come along in years.
Season 2 of The White Lotus might have ended in January, but its theme song, Renaissance by Cristobal Tapia de Veer, is still going strong.
Welcome to the White Lotus in Sicily.
In fact, the social media world is having a lot of fun with it. And it's blowing up in the club, being used in mixes from big-name DJs like Tiesto. And Sophie Tucker. But Renaissance is more than just a catchy tune. It might actually be the perfect theme song.
Something I really love about the White Lotus Season 2 theme song, it sounds familiar without kind of being familiar at all, because I think it draws from so many genres, from so many times and spaces all over the world. And then on top of that, it sounds like a bunch of turkeys singing over it.
We got into the head of someone whose job it is to get into ours, Carrie Druten, Vice President of Music Supervision at NBC Universal. She gave us a look behind the scenes of what goes into finding that perfect theme song.
A really great theme song, a lot of times they'll get in your head. So if the song is in your head, the show is also in your head. It's something kind of living in there that you're thinking about.
According to Carrie, whose projects include The Office and most recently Loot, there are several criteria she considers. First, she wants something catchy, that earworm potential.
The earworm factor is totally huge. I mean, you think of TV shows that you knew and loved growing up, and a lot of the times they're the ones I feel like that have that catchy theme song that sometimes just pops in your head out of nowhere. The Different Strokes theme song, and I remember the show.
Now the world don't move to the beat of just one drum.
Carrie also looks for something that fits the vibe of the show.
It's totally important to hit the right vibe of the show, like we see in White Lotus or Cheers. It has to make sense with what you're about to watch.
Sometimes you wanna go where everybody knows your name.
It has to absolutely set the stage for what you're about to see.
And last, she wants that hype factor, the right music to get the audience all revved up.
I think the hype factor for a theme song is super important because it gets you ready to watch the show. It gets you excited. You know, when the White Lotus theme song comes on, I am alone. I don't want any interruptions. I want to sit and watch the show, and that just gets me stoked for it.
The list would like to apologize for any theme songs that may live in your head for the weeks to come.
You know, KG, I wonder if any DJs are sampling the List theme song, you know, for dance remixes.
Oh, I can totally hear that at the club, for sure. Gotta make that happen. Hey everyone, I'm Christina Guerrero.
And I'm Jimmy Rhodes, and today we're going to be your entertainment guide. We're talking about all the things that distract, relax, interest, and amuse us.
That's right, let's start with music, and something we've all experienced. Those songs that get stuck in our heads and just won't leave.
Who let the dogs out?
Like that.
Who? I mean, that's been in there for like years. The science behind those earworms is our featured story at the top of the list.
If you listen to a song and all of a sudden you find a place over and over in your head, chances are you may have encountered a sticky song, also known as an earworm.
You might not know why that happened in the first place, and it might be difficult to dislodge.
And turns out there's a science behind them. To help us understand it, we turn to Elizabeth Margulis, professor and director of the Music Cognition Lab at Princeton University.
It really is something that lots and lots of people experience very frequently.
First, let's take a look at the term coined by experts to define sticky songs: involuntary musical imagery.
It's really indistinguishable with the term earworm. By musical imagery, you just mean the same way you think about visual imagery. So think about the song Hotel California.
Welcome to the Hotel California.
Right? You can kind of create a pretty vivid auditory image of that often.
Meanwhile, the involuntary part explains how they appear out of nowhere, triggered by even simple things such as,
Oh, there's a cute dog walking by me on the street. Now, Who Let the Dogs Out is stuck in my head.
Who let the dogs out?
But not all songs stick. You'll find the ones that do share a few common traits.
Things like notes in the song are really close to one another. When the song's a little faster,
An upbeat song combined with an unexpected change in pitch or tempo catches your brain's attention, and that's why it sticks.
it has to be sufficiently ordinary for you to really be able to form expectations about it and remember it, but also sufficiently kind of unusual.
You've probably thought of a few, which begs the question, do we love them or hate them?
People generally said that most experiences of earworms were kind of okay. Where I think the knee-jerk thought about earworms is that it's like this torturous kind of experience, which of course it can be. But often they're kind of okay for people.
But if you do catch that unpleasant kind, here's how to get rid of them.
Chewing gum.
When you have a song stuck in your head, you're likely to also be moving your mouth, singing along to it. So chewing gum will disrupt that. Something else that helps?
Getting engaged in a task that really requires a lot of attention.
Like talking to a friend or having a meal.
Because it seems to be easier to be subject to an earworm episode if you're doing something really mindless and you're in a low attention state.
For better or worse, that's your deep dive into the science of sticky songs at the top of the list.
Welcome back, friends. So recently, Lil' Kim challenged Nicki Minaj to a rap battle. Now, if you aren't exactly sure how a rap battle works, why it happens, and what the goal is, well, we are looking at the science of these gritty, witty throwdowns on the hot list.
I don't want to battle. He's shook, cause ain't no such things as halfway crook.
The movie 8 Mile, starring Eminem, features a style of hip-hop called battle rap, a head-to-head throwdown on stage between rappers or a team of rappers.
The main difference between typical rap and battle rap is that battle rap is mainly for an audience. It's a lot more present. It's a lot more critical.
Jamie Parker, professor at Fordham University who teaches hip-hop biology, explains the live theatrics and science of battle rap. Let's start with the lyrics.
You have to look at the location, the political climate. You know, all these different things play a big role in what the message you should be sharing at the time.
And this is the PGs. Everybody make some noise.
Yeah!
It's a back and forth between the rappers, or each group using rhyme to give their opinions on the topic.
So many different stories that can be told, but as long as the individual truly believes what they're saying and sharing with the audience hopefully will be able to resonate.
But I done got more civil right in these non-violent scripts, I'm not gonna lie.
Wait.
Next, stage presence.
With stage presence, you want to show character. You want to show charisma. You want to show life.
How you the hustler, but looking like the customer?
A rapper like Goods to Animal has a great presence when he uses his aura to speak for him, silence for crowd control, and hand movements to coincide with what he's sharing.
If you're not moving your hands, you're not teaching, you're not communicating.
Lyrical flow and the audience reactions are what determines the winner of the battle.
This is what distinguishes the professionals from the amateurs or the rookies.
Finally, adaptability.
Adaptability is important because, anything could go wrong. A mic could go wrong. Someone could hurl something on stage. You could forget your lines.
Hold on. Let me get it together.
The performers that can deal with the pressure are who make the best of whatever's thrown at them.
Sometimes you think the audience is going to understand a line that you thought was great, and you thought you were going to have a second where people are cheering for you and nobody says anything. You're like, oh, well, how do I react to this?
Getting the audience back on your side is the only way to win the battle.
Sometimes we need oration. Sometimes we need movement. We need gesture. We need life. And sometimes that's what battle rap can provide.
That's the art and science of battle rap on the hot list.